there's a guy, his name is Tex.
Mm-hmm.
And people said, why do they call you Tex? Are you from Texas? And he said, no, I'm from Louisiana. And he said, well, why do they call you Tex? He said, because I don't want anyone calling me Louise.
I can see that, man.
Last day of school comes. What do people do? They toss their papers in the air as they run down the steps. School's out. No, what's the rock song? School's out for summer. Was it forever?
And
no,
then ever.
Then forever.
Ever.
Right?
Yeah.
So that attitude must mean the school didn't train you to embrace curiosity.
Right.
That learning was a chore. And now the chores are over.
Yeah.
So I think the educational system needs an adjustment.
Oh, would you say that's your favorite show?
Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
I'm behind, unfortunately. It's 6 seasons.
Have you done a cameo yet?
No, and I'm a little. I've been
what the hell?
Simpsons. I've been on Family Guy.
If you want to look into that camera straight down the barrel and kind of call them out.
Rick and Morty, give me a call. Find me. I'm there for you.
No.
And so the fact that you exist at all is against stupefying odds of who gets born and who does not. Any moment you spend squandering those moments you are alive does disrespect to all those who will never even be born. And I say this often. You spend the first years of a child's life teaching it to walk and talk. Then you spend the rest of its life telling it to shut up and sit down. This is the wrong combinations. I don't mean to brag.
No, please do.
But I had a cameo in Sharknado 6.
Do you only do it?
I think that the Academy overlooked my performance. So the great challenge for us all, to repeat the phrase, is knowing enough to think you're right, but not knowing enough to know that you're wrong. And that gets a lot of people in trouble. George Carlin has a blowjob joke. He said, here's a sentence that's never been uttered in the history of the world. Stop giving me a blowjob or I'll call the police. And I think this book is capturing that in the public.
Well, it must be doing something.
Yeah.
60 how many weeks?
67 weeks.
God dang.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weeks.
Yeah, every morning I wake up, I'm calm, but I'm really not calm. I'm saying, holy shit. Sorry, you're alive. Can I say it?
Yeah, you can say holy shit.
I can say it, okay.
Neil deGrasse Tyson swears, ladies and gentlemen, he's human.
Fun question at every sleepover. If you could go
You still have
back.
sleepovers?
Well, I was going to ask if you're not busy
I thought
tonight. Sorry, I like to cuddle, Neil. Big spoon or little spoon, Daddy?
How old are you? What is your
This guy, huh?
Does mommy warm your milk for you? The universe has told us that anything that is possible may just be likely. And yeah, we could just be information contained in a membrane surrounding some other volume. And it's the illusion of a reality, but in fact, we're just this holographic projection of information. Yeah, it's deep. You know, I don't know if you buy tuna. Now when you buy tuna, it's very clear whether it's line caught tuna.
Oh, really?
Line caught. Okay, that's a big selling point. Because when it's not line caught, it's net caught.
Oh, they do net.
You know what happens when they drag a net? Occasionally they drag a dolphin into the net. Yeah. Dolphins are air breathing. So if they get caught in a net, they suffocate and die.
Oh.
Okay, you don't want that. So you get line caught tuna. And I'm just thinking, so for people who just care about that, I wonder, what about the tuna? Who cares about the tuna? Do you just not give a rat's ass about the tuna? Like, what? Wait a minute. If you can distinguish one heavy atom from another, let me make a machine out of that, put your body in it, and I can then distinguish one kind of tissue from another. And thus was born the magnetic resonance imager, the MRI, arguably the most potent tool in the arsenal of modern medicine, where I can diagnose a condition in your body without cutting you open first. That is based on a principle of physics discovered by a physicist who had no interest in medicine. By the way, the real title should be nuclear magnetic resonance imaging, but That's the other N word. You're not so.
Nuclear, they don't like that one?
Yeah, people don't like nuclear.
So what do you think of Elon and his humanoid robot?
I'm not authorized to comment further.
Okay.
Oh, no. Isaac Newton invented calculus, basically on a dare. And he did it before he turned 26, just by the way. By the way. And what objective truths have going for them is that they're true whether or not you believe in them.
I don't like them.
I never even thought about what microwaves do until this conversation.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a certain frequency of microwaves that beautifully pairs with the water molecule. And it vibrates it brilliantly.
So it doesn't work for completely dried things?
Yeah, that's why if you put something that has no water in it, it's not really very useful.
What happens if you do beef jerky?
It's there's
Must have a little
there's still
moisture.
some moisture in it, correct.
Yeah.
It's why it heats the food and not the plate. If the plate gets hot, it's not because the microwave oven heated the plate. It's because
the food's hot.
Hit the food and the food. That's why you can usually pick it up at the handles. You can cook food on a paper plate.
That's
Oh my
right.
gosh. Oh, yeah.
It doesn't burst into flames.
Doesn't burst into flames.
This is crazy.
What? You didn't, Joe?
What is
The existence of sadness gives meaning to happiness.
So are aliens real?
Probably. There's no life started on Earth pretty quickly. With almost as quickly as the environment allowed, we had self-replicating life. Political truth is something that is true because it has been incessantly repeated. And then you just believe it at that point.
What? Give me one of those.
Okay, what's Hillary Clinton's first name? It's Crooked. Crooked Hillary. Her first name is actually Hillary? Okay. I thought it was Crooked Hillary. This was incessantly repeated in the Trump campaign. And that's an absurd example of it. But the point is, if you keep saying that the New York Times is fake news, you just keep saying that, eventually people believe it. So I claim that if the knowledge of death gives meaning to life, then to live forever is to live a life without meaning at all. So I'm there in high school. I get the letter from Carl Sack. Open it up. It says, Dear Neil, the admissions office showed me your application to college. And knowing that they admitted you, I want to help you decide whether you want to come to Cornell. Would you like to come visit my labs? It's like, what? Is this the same Carl Sagan? Yeah, what?
But the thing about the pyramids that's so impressive is the precision and the sheer numbers. 2,600,000 stones.
Our best understanding of Stonehenge is that it's a functioning observatory that can actually predict eclipses. So, I just got to bitch slap you there. Stonehenge not impressive. It's just big stone. They're lined with the summer solstice.
Right.
There are holes that are not stones, but they're 56 holes, which is 3 times the Saros, which is the cycle of eclipses, of the matching of the orbits of the sun and the moon in the sky, the paths of the sun and the moon in the sky. And when they match up, you get an eclipse. We have full mobility in space, but not in time. We are prisoners of the present, forever transitioning from our inaccessible past to our unknowable future. And entering the unknowable future, I think, is one of the great joys of what it is to be alive. So, which means the more you clutch the past, the less capable you will be of moving forward in the future, which is going to come your way whether you like it or not. So here's going to be my happiest moment, and I won't even be alive to see it. But they chisel my tombstone. My sister has written in her notes what I want on my tombstone.
Okay.
It's a quote from the great educator Horace Mann, and it is, "Be ashamed to die until you have scored some victory for humanity." I was captain of my high school's wrestling team. So I was a geek person who could actually kick your ass, okay? And I saw how my fellow geeks, because that's the community that I associated with, card carrying, were treated by the football quarterback and the popular kids and the kids who are all beautiful and the ones who, and I imagine my future as a superhero, defender of the geeks.
Wow.
So that you put up a little, bat signal or whatever, geek signal, put a few digits of pi, and I come flying in, and there's a wedgie in progress, right? I would just land, and I'd grab the bully and rip them off the encounter, and I would just save the day. The government goes to Neil Armstrong and said, Neil, we don't know how to get you to the moon, but we have to pretend we did. So, so the Russians think that we can do this. So what are you going to do? We're going to get some Hollywood people, and we're going to stage it. And they check with Buzz Aldrin, and Buzz Aldrin agrees. So they try to set up the lunar landscape, and it's really hard. And Hollywood says, this isn't working. Here, in order to fake it, what we'll do is we'll shoot it on location. And there it was. They faked the moon landing on location. I interviewed on Star Talk. Yes, you were one of my guests, but so too was Katy Perry.
There you go.
There are people who got pissed off because she's nothing to add. She's just pop culture. I said, she wrote a song about boning an alien, and I wanted to find out what she was thinking. Yes, I'm old enough to remember Star Trek in first run. Okay, and I was all in on everything. Photon torpedoes, transporters. Yep. All in. I'm all in. But wait a minute. A door can't possibly know to open just by you walking up to it. No, that'll never happen ever.
That's what stopped you in your tracks.
That was the least believable part to me.
This whole show's bullshit.
1757, James Ferguson. 1757. Here's his quote. Of all the sciences cultivated by mankind, astronomy is acknowledged to be, and undoubtedly is, the most sublime, the most interesting, and the most useful. For by knowledge derived from this science, not only the bulk of the earth is discovered, but our very faculties are enlarged with the grandeur of the ideas it conveys, our minds exalted above their low, contracted prejudices.
Whoa. That's
I
pretty
got to drop a
powerful.
mic on that. Here you go.
Boom.
Drop that mic.